It's gonna be heavy for niggas in the truth, though. Damn. Who is my mother? Who is my brother? Saying that do the will of my father is my mother and my brother. If you understand, you'll overstand. And though it's hard without you, cause I'd rather be with you, I hope you get the picture. And if I finish without you, know I stuck to the scriptures, I just hope you remember. Back in the days, before we went our separate ways, now you're pushing me away. I look up to the Father and pray.
My nigga, won't you save me? I try to do what's best for my family, but they think I'm going crazy. Turn their back on me, now I am the enemy. My nigga, won't you save me? I try to do what's best for my family, but they think I'm going crazy. Turn their back on me, now I am the enemy. My nigga, won't you?
Here it gone, butter gone. Damn, I'm missing Big Ray. My brother gone. I'm looking for a better day, but I ain't seeing it. It's something about me changing my life they ain't agreeing with. And all I said is I ain't doing this no more. I ain't doing that no more. I probably feel that pain if I ain't never sold crack before. I ain't selling crack no more. Never going back for show. Realize that me killing my people, that wasn't natural. You trying to build a solid foundation for people after you. They trying to build a system that set you up just to capture you. Lock you down and shackle you. Man, this devil is tactical. 400 years a slave. It's time for a sabbatical. They calling you a radical. Switching it up so masterful. Gotta be extreme to do better jobs than these pastors do. So why they laugh at you? Steady calling you evil. I'm putting in work. Hoping the Lord come and get his people saying,
save me. I try to do what's best for my family, but they think I'm going crazy. Turn their back on me, now I am the enemy. My nigga, won't you save me? I try to do what's best for my family, but they think I'm going crazy. Turn their back on me, now I am the enemy. My nigga, won't you?
And though it's hard without you, cause I'd rather be with you, I hope you get the picture. And if I finish without you, know I stuck to the scriptures, I just hope you remember. Back in the days, before we went our separate ways, now you're pushing me away. I look up to the Father and pray.
My nigga, won't you save me? I try to do what's best for my family, but they think I'm going crazy. Turn their back on me, now I am the enemy. My nigga, won't you save me? I try to do what's best for my family, but they think I'm going back on me, now I am the enemy. My nigga, won't you?
And though it's hard without you, cause I'd rather be with you, I hope you get the picture.
Where the soldiers at? Where the soldiers at? Where the soldiers at? Where the soldiers at? Where the black men get together by the thousands and say, enough is enough. We ain't gonna be killing each other no more.
I woke up today in reality, looking at my people and the casualties. Misunderstood for having some morality, but my people there in spirituality. Lord knows, just a young Hebrew from Killer, California. Used to thug in the street with no sense of order. Used to love to press the line, even test the water, and almost lost my life from slanging and hanging on that corner. I learned to cut the grass so I could see the snakes. I had to decipher between the real and fake. And nowadays, all these niggas do is hate. Treat you like a bitch, sit back and try to manipulate. Yeah, that's why I got it on my own too. You see me rocking with the Hebrews. You be
like that, and we do it like this. We do it like that, and we do it like this. Yeah.
Swing low, Lord, get me out this plantation. I ain't on the block no more, no grams weighing. I don't even bed no hoes, my ribs stay in. Try to keep them humble and never run in the streets. My kids speaking Hebrew, so you know that I teach. It's hard, gotta hold on, trying to keep up the peace. I'm waiting on your son to return and cut off the beast. Till then, I'ma be in war mode and face east. I know I don't deserve a second chance, but I take it. That's why I don't sell dimes no more, and I don't blaze it. Satan still want me back, he gotta face it. Smoke don't touch these lungs, I'm feeling strong again. Lost a couple LBs, even started to jog again. I get suited up now, and I ain't talking about cardigans. Boots laced up in gear, ready for battle. The enemy is listening, Lord, but I ain't rattled. You made a nigga feel it, some niggas scared of their shadow. I'm seeing lost niggas in these groups on the tube. You could've put me with them, guess that's mercy from you. You put me front of Jenna, you're hot and I can't lose. He took a drug dealer that probably should make the news and turned him to a prophet. My family is still confused. It seems they like the old me best. Sorry to say, I ain't gotta drop an old me left. So I pray that the slave master see death every day. I hear the bell toll and hope I'm the one chosen. And when that chariot swing low, Lord, let me roll in.
We're doing this for Yahweh and Yahushua. Go to war for our people like Mordecai. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die, but please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Every day is a struggle just to stay alive. It's dark and hell is hot and I don't wanna feel the fire. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die, but please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Well, come on. Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot? Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot? What you know about sacrifice? Nothing, they bluffing. These niggas perpetrating, man of God, the shit is disgusting. I put my time in, while they ain't even applying. Through all the pain, hate, confusion, and the lying, I stay grinding with the heart of a lion. The strong through the storm till I found that silver lining. Without no pressure, there's no diamonds. I walk straight into the furnace of affliction for refining. Came a long way to stash up the bills when I heard the sirens getting higher. Hold up, moment of silence. Just a moment, y'all. Yeah. Cause that man is dead and deceased. Gained knowledge, found peace, shook the mark of the beast. Only fear God and not another man who bleeds. And if you roll with me, you already know my steed. I come through, give a deathly holler, word up, priest. Then I quit the chop a Christian with ease. Then I go and put the sword back in his sheath. I got one life to live, so I'm playing for keeps. So I be dropping shit like the towers. All my haters sour, you ain't no cowards. Niggas swear they hard, but acting like they only flower. You old bitch ass nigga, I'll fuck your ass up. Hold up, let me regain my composure. I keep the time to the beat of a composer. The end is near and I can feel it getting closer. Praying to the Lord that the angels be my chauffeur. We're doing this for Yahweh and Yahushua. Go to war for our people like Mordecai. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die, but please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Every day is a struggle just to stay alive. It's dark and hell is hot and I don't wanna feel the fire. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die, but please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Well, come on. Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot? Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot?
Yeah, and get out this hell, cause I done been through there and back. Let's declare the facts, cracking setting stairs and traps. Revenue be oppressing, I ain't prepared to crack. My current state of living depressing, my hair I'm tearing that. I fight alone in my home, but I ain't sharing that. Most of these people ain't prepared for that. I met these UPK brothers and I was hearing that. They said, you know, the Christ struggle too. And I'm like, where is that? Digging the scriptures and they show what he was hearing that. Voice when he's up top the mountain, I'm unaware of that. Return the rocks and the bread, I'm highly aware of that. But then he tried to get cracked to jump. Shit, I be scared of that. The shit I'm stressing through infinitesimal. With comparing that, put on my gator strap. This was best to do, cause that's what pressure do. And they bring the blessing through the truth we bring. So by Hashem Yahushua, go to war for my king.
We're doing this for Yahweh and Yahushua. Go to war for our people like Mordecai. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die, but please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Every day is a struggle just to stay alive. It's dark and hell is hot and I don't wanna feel the fire. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die, but please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Well, come on. Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot? Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot?
Swing down, I wanna ride. Swing down, I I'm gonna ride. Swing it down. I'm gonna ride. Swing down. I'm gonna ride. I can feel the mothership.
Hey, let's clap it up. Shalom, Israel. With ISUBK, Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. All right, I'm gonna give a courteous salute to all the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat. All right, courteous salute to all the sisters. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar Latham Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah. All right, today is Wednesday's biblical law class. So we'll be going over the law, right? Which is what's so necessary here in this world today. Because without the law, we have no guidance. Without the law, statutes, and commandments, we have no other way of separating ourselves from false prophets, from false idols, from false deities, from false doctrines, right? These laws, statutes, and commandments are what keep us holy, right? Which keep us a separate nation outside of each and every nation on this face of the planet Earth. Because every nation has a religion, because they don't have a living God. But if you are a so-called Negro, y Latino, right? Mi vatos, mi hermanos, mi hermanas, right? Native Americans, Native Indians, then you have the living God, which is the God of Israel. This is what makes us a nation, right? The children of Israel, Yashra'Allah in the Hebrew. We are sons of the power, right? So that means we are sons and daughters of God. And we have a God that is on our side, right? Outside of every other nation. Because every other nation has an army. Every other nation has an identity. But we are called by our citizenship because we have grown to be homeborn slaves here on this earth today. We were set to be high above every other nation on this face of the planet Earth. But we chose to be wicked. We chose to disobey. We chose not to hearken unto the voice of the Lord, man, and his priests and prophets. So this is something that we must come back to. These laws. This is why each and every Wednesday, each and every zone in ISUPK teaches Wednesday biblical law class, right? Or you can catch Captain Mashak teaching on ISUPK online classes. And you'll see all the heavy hitters and the captains join, right? You even see Commander General Yohana on those days. And then later that night, you'll see Black Watch. So these classes are necessary, man. And what's even more necessary is that we like, share, and comment and subscribe so that we can push this truth, right? Throughout the airway, throughout the bayou, throughout the valley, throughout the ghettos, so we can wake up our people because high time is near, man. And this is what makes us perfect, following these laws, statutes, and commandments. Not Christianity, not Catholicism, not no pinche gringos. Because necesita la raza, right? We need each other also. But more importantly, if you want to be a trooper in the school, it's time to get in all black, man. Do your 90 days so you can come into school and be taught how to be a priest so that your family can enjoy these high holy days like the Passover, right? We in the 57th annual Lord's Passover, and we're gonna be right there in Houston, Texas. All right. So let's gather ourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation, not desired. So without further ado, we're gonna jump into the first scripture of the day. We're gonna jump to the letter of Romans, chapter 6, and we're gonna start at the top, verse 1, right? And it reads, what shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Verse 2, God forbid. So this means no, we shouldn't keep sinning, man, just because we have a period of grace. If you late on that rent, you have a grace period to get your rent right, get your money right, get your mind right. If you late on that car note, you have a grace period. So the Lord has given us a covenant to follow, right? And now we have a grace period because our King died for our sins. He didn't die for everybody's sins. He died for his nation of people, for his family members, because that's what this book is about. It's about a family tree coming back together under God, serving one God, right? Being on one accord with each other, being with one mind and one body and one baptism. So you have to go through that fire because for so long we have been led astray. For so long we have been taught lies. So our minds are deceived by philosophies and false doctrines. So you have to bear witness to this truth, man, and continue not to sin because there is a grace period. And verse 2 says, God forbid, right? That means, hell no, we shouldn't keep sinning, right? Let's keep reading. How shall we that are dead in sin live any longer therein? So we have to do away with sins, man. We have to do away with the transgression of the law, because if you knew what sin is, it's a transgression of the law. And the wages of sin equal death, man. So you have to come in here and be reborn, right? So let's drop down to verse 14, right? For sin shall not have dominion over you. So you have to come into this school and learn the law, statutes, and commandments. Learn what's right and learn what's wrong. Learn the dietary law. Learn that a man shouldn't have his crown covered, man, right? You see those Jewish men wearing those yarmulkes because they aren't the children of Israel. They want you to defile your head, right? But in here, we'll teach you the truth on how to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, because they're not grievous, man, which means they are not hard to do. Christ did it. Daniel did it. All the prophets in the Bible did it. So what do you have as an excuse that, oh, my pastor taught me? Well, listen, your pastor is a goddamn lie, man. And he only follows after the lust of his father, which is the devil, right? Because devil is just another word for deceiver, right? Let's keep going. For in sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under grace. Verse 15, what then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? God forbid, man. I pray that you understand that even in the New Testament, Christ was still following the law, right? That so-called Last Supper, when he ate the bread, that was the Passover, and that was the unleavened bread. That was that lamb. That was that good wine, man. And that's what we're going to be celebrating at the 57th annual Passover. That unleavened bread and that wine and that lamb and that coming together following the law, because going to the Passover is a commandment, man. I pray that you understand that it is a holy convocation. This is not just a feast day. You have to be here if you are a part of the 12 tribes, man. And it's only going to be found here in the ISUPK until Christ returns. right? So this is something that we have to come back to, man. Right? Being obedient, being righteous, and thanking the Most High that He separated us from each and every nation on this face of the planet Earth. Because if you look at the earth today, it is so separated. And the Bible always spoke about this, man. A house divided cannot stand. It is unstable. I'm paraphrasing it. But you can see this in the world today, in the Middle East, right? In North Korea. They got a North Korea, they got a South Korea. You see it also with the so-called white man, right? Ukraine is fighting Russia, right? You see America fighting Russia. And then you see Russia coming against everything in the Middle East, man. But they say they join their hands with Iran. But if you look at Iran today, the citizens are having a civil war for their revolution. So where is your revolution, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian? It's right here in this Bible, man. You had to destroy these other nations with this great gospel, just like your King Yahushua did, which we ignorantly call Jesus Christ today, right? So we're going to move forward. We're going to go to the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and we're going to start, chapter 5, and we're going to start at verse 16. This is something that we must do, so-called Black, Hispano, right, and Latino. Verse 16, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So you have to turn your light on, man, and be that light in the darkness so that men and women can know how to follow the lead, right, of something great. You want to make America great again? Then it's time to start prophesying that Babylon is going to fall. When this nation falls and is no longer called America, that's how you make America great again. When it no longer exists. When Christianity no longer exists. When Catholicism no longer exists. When Egyptology, right, the Muslim mosque, no longer exists. When Hinduism and Buddhism no longer exist. That's how you make something great again. That's when you give the Most High His power. Because it's within you, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. You just have to know how to fight for it. You got to know how to be brought up right? And to be ordained by someone else that has more knowledge and wisdom than you. Because I pray that you understand that's how each and every last man learned this Bible, from another man. Because God works through you. And you have to do the will of the Lord, man, or you will be destroyed. I pray that you understand that all of these religions are being destroyed right now. They're being exposed. Hell, as Drewski, even these fake Israelite groups are being exposed. They're on the lime stream and the limelight of being mocked. And I pray that you understand that the Most High is not mocked. You can't think that you'll forever get away with blasphemy, man. There's nowhere in hell. You can read that all throughout the Bible. But people thought that they were going to get away with doing something against the Most High. And I pray that you understand that the outcome was severely terrible. Because the Most High is a terrible power, man. All right, let's keep reading. Verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. Right? These colors are in red. Think not that I am come to destroy the law. So when we read in Romans, this is talking about the same thing. God forbid that you think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets. As it is written, as shall be, because they did the will of God. Therefore, I will follow in the footsteps of my forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and do the same will of the Most High. This is our King speaking, man. Right? He said, I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. So we have to fulfill putting down that shrimp, crab, pork, lobster, tuna fish, right? Alligator, snake, oh, good night, octopus, the blowfish, the eel, and all these other disgusting things that we tend to consume. I've even heard people consuming raccoons and squirrels. Listen, we have a dietary law. You can eat quail, chicken, but you can't eat duck. You can eat turkey, but you can't eat crow. Right? You can eat quail, deer, lamb, cow. I pray that you understand that anything that is clean, you can eat. Anything that is not clean is unclean, and it's an abomination to the Most High, man. Why don't we do it? Because God said don't do it. That's why. If you want an answer to why can't we? Because the Most High said don't do it. We want to exalt ourselves above the Most High because we learned that from the slave master. And I pray that you understand that their time is coming to pay that bid that they have done to us. You're going to have to pay. That's justice. That's a just God. Matter of fact, that's a righteous and holy Father. That's who I want to serve. Not somebody that lets my enemies get away and be unjustified and just continue to be cruel, wicked devils and continue to deceive this earth. It's not going to happen. The glory is going back to the Most High. Whether you other nations like it or not, you are the heathens that the Bible speaks of. And the Israelites are the righteous rulers that shall forever be in authority when our King Jesus Christ comes back. And that's law. That's prophecies that are going to be fulfilled. Because I pray that you understand there have been many prophecies that have been fulfilled. We just waiting on the ooey, the bang, the boom. That's what we waiting on. This land to be turned into the lake of fire. So we can see the battle of Jehoshaphat. So we can witness the 144,000 being crowned. And the 1/3 starting this nation over again under Jesus Christ. Under the laws, statutes, and commandments still. Right? It's not going to be changed. We're going to have the same laws, statutes, and commandments. Right? I pray that you understand. Thy kingdom come, that will be done on earth as it is in heaven. This kingdom of heaven is going to be right here on earth because it's within you, 12 tribes. And it's at hand with you. We can't do this without you. This is a family affair. All right? And we're about to have family reunions, family cookouts that these other nations can't be in. But I can tell you what they can do. They can come clean up afterwards. All right? Let's keep going. Verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. So that's what we are here for, man. In the Israelite school of universal and practical knowledge, to be the light so that we can be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Because if we continue to follow religions, then you go on down that path, man. that John the Baptist went down. You going down that path where even Christ said that, he'd be the least in the kingdom of heaven. And look at this. It says there are going to be many more, right? Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. Just time to put down those crosses, man. It's time to put down those Jesus pieces and pick you up a Magun Dawada, which is a shield of David. Let me let you see it. This is what it looks like right here on the screen. A Magun Dawada. It's not a star. It's a shield. It's King David's name in the Lashawan Kodash, which means the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the holy tongue. All right. You can gain knowledge today for free. All right. But make sure you pay your tithes and pay your Passover fees, man. All right. This upcoming Passover fee is $200 for every adult that's over 17. All right. Let's move on. Let's get the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 17. Christ didn't do away with the law. The ISUBK didn't do away with the law. So us young men, young women, we have to teach our kids to stop doing away with the law. Right? Stop being blasphemous bastards. Stop being blasphemous whores. Come into this truth so you can learn how to be a man. Come into this truth so you can learn how to be a woman. So we can raise our children up righteously so that they can have the proper breakdowns and the proper knowledge of their history. Because the scriptures for so long have said our people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, which is true. We call ourselves Black America, right? We call ourselves Hispanic, Latinos, right? We call ourselves Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Haitians, Dominican Republican, Colombians, Brazilians. We are Israelites, man. That is your nationality. This is your natural born identity, not some slave master's last name, like a Gonzalez or Rodriguez or a Brown or a Davis or a Washington or, a Johnson or a Jordan. You understand? We are Yashra'Allah, princes and princesses of the power. And the Most High sent his son to die for us because we have been wicked, disobedient children that he still loves. Right? We're called stick-necked people because we are hard-headed son of a guns. Right? But I pray that you understand when the new rulership comes and you think you're going to still get away with sin, Christ is going to say, bring him hither. Slay him or her before me. Because the laws are not done away with, man. All right? So let's get some more. What I said, 19 and 17. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 19. Let's start at 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? Right? So now this is Christ responding to a gentleman, to a young man, more to say, right? Verse 17. And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God, right? Yahweh. But if thou wouldest enter into life, keep the commandments. Right? This is chapters even further on from chapter 5. And he is still saying, keep the commandments. This has to be embedded into our minds that the laws are not done away with, that Christianity is a lie, right? Let's read verse 18. No, I don't want to be the dead horse. We got to keep the laws, man. Let's move forward, right? Because we depend on it as a nation. Gathering ourselves together, right? Because today we still see ICE snatching up our people. We still see cops unaliving us and abusing us today. It's not just ICE that kidnaps the 12 tribes. It's the police. It's the government. It's your judges, right? We got to stop leaning on these politics, because our politics are right here in this Bible, man. Here to govern us. How do you think they established their government? It was through our history, man. So it's time for us to separate so that we can have the truth and debunk the lies, to expose the lies, to cast out demons. We have to be able to teach, man. Proper knowledge, practical knowledge, because that's what's going to save us, man. Not weapons of mass destruction, not a switch on the back of a Glock. It's not going to save us, man. The Most High is going to save us, because the Most High wants all of his glory, because it belongs to him in the first place, man. All right, I pray that you understand. Let's move forward to 1 John chapter 2. Let me get there with y'all. It's the book of 1 John chapter 2, and we're going to read verse 3. All right. Verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments. Right? It's done in decency and order, man. Everything is. Right? I told you I wasn't going to be the dead horse. Well, yes, I am. Because the Bible is precept upon precept, line upon line. It's going to be here a little. It's going to be there a little. As it is written. Right? Verse 4. He that said, I know him, and keep it not his commandments, is a liar. Right? And the truth is not in him. So we have to keep the commandments. How do you say that you love the Most High? Keeping his commandments. Right? So if y'all got questions in the chat, Baba Kashar, bring them on. Let's do it. All right. I'm going to get verse 5 also, because verse 5 is beautiful also. All right. Verse 5. But whosoever keepeth his word, in him verily is the love of God perfected. Hereby know that we are in him, because the work has to be done, man. And I pray that you understand that the work will be done with or without you. All right? So it's just time to lace up your boots. Get your hands dirty in this truth, man. Put in your brick. Put in your 90 days. Put in your officer's test if you troopers. Right? Teach the women how to be more precious than ruby. Teach our children how to be raised up to be kings and priests and princesses of this power. Because that's what it's all about, man. Being in rulership. I'm tired of being at the bottom with my nation of people that deserve to be in authority. Right? Do you know how that feels? To know that you are the chosen people, but instead we choose to be at the bottom? Let me tell you something. It sucks. All right? It feels like an elephant is just stumping on my body, holding me down. Y'all heard that Rick Ross song? These niggas won't hold me back. Well, every nation wants to hold you back from being in authority. So they'll show you how to be continuous sinners, to be disobedient, because they know that's the only way that they can touch us, man. By us being wicked to the Father. By us following their lead instead of us telling them that we are the head and not the tail. So we have to keep reminding ourselves again, the laws are not done away with. The statutes are here to keep us in order. The commandments are to be abided by and to be obedient to. It's that simple. And we'll have the outer parts of this earth, man. We will have servants and handmaids. That's what our forefathers died for, man. That's what Christ died for rulership. And for the sins of his people to be in rulership along with him under the Most High. All right. Let me drop down to verse 9. Well, I start at 8. Again, a new commandment I write unto you, which thing is true in him and in you, because the darkness is past, and the true light now shineth. Ooh-wee. Right? Verse 9. He that said he is in the light and hated his brother is in darkness even until now. Right? So verse 10. He that loveth his brother abideth in the light, and there is none occasion of stumbling him. So we got to keep gathering ourselves together, man, in the righteous way. Right? 3 and 4. I got an article I want to bring to the table too. Let me see. I got about 2 more scriptures. Got about 15 minutes. Let me see real quick. Yeah, let me get the article first before I get these last 2. All right. So listen, we got to start being brothers to each other, man. I'm going to bring this a little bit more to where you can see it more. All right. All right. Boom. All right. This is an article about how Mexicans fought after MLK, right? After MLK, Mexican American Chicanos, right, fought for civil rights through the Chicano movement, focusing on issues like labor rights, educational equality, strikes, challenging segregation, political empowerment, La Raza Unida Party, land rights, Terrahina, and cultural pride, inspired by King's nonviolent activism, by adapting it with unique cultural and nationalist elements like Plan Espirito de Azteclan, right? And phrasing community self-determination, voting, and representation. Let me move down. Key areas of activism, right? It was the labor rights, education, political power, land and identity, community, and culture. See, this is brotherhood right here, coming together. So now we are focusing on coming together under one banner, right? Which is this Holy Bible. The ISUBK lives this Holy Bible. So when you come into ISUBK, you are making yourself a part of the truth. And ISUBK has been established as the home of the truth since 1969, giving back the true spirit behind the Bible, the true brotherhood behind the Bible, the true sisterhood behind the Bible. These laws, statutes, and commandments that are in the Bible. All right? So let's read some more. I believe it's another article I've seen. Or we can just go into these movements. All right. Here go another little short article. Just as state and local governments segregated Black Americans in public spaces, including schools, white city leaders segregated people of Mexican descent in the Southwest. Segregation of Mexican Americans, however, different greatly from the de jure legal segregation that Black Americans faced. Right, let's click on this one right here. Because I know a lot of people celebrate Martin Luther King as a great hero. Listen, our great hero is Commanding General Yohana, right? Before Commanding General Yohana was the 7 heads of the ISUBK. Before the 7 heads was our king and his disciples. And before the disciples were all the priests and the prophets and the great kings, not the bad kings of the Old Testament. So these are the type of kings that we need to look at, not this man right here. This man right here was a traitor, right? To the Latino community and to the Black community. He had a dream, and then he witnessed himself that his dream became a nightmare. And when he started to speak about that, he was assassinated because he was no longer doing the propaganda of the so-called oppressors, right? You seen that with Malcolm X also. And I know you seen that with, Latinos such as Seguin, such as, all of the people that took sides with the Spaniards instead of fighting against the oppression. Now we know how to fight, man. Our weapons are not carnal, so our weapons are showing brotherhood to our brothers, showing sisterhood to our sisters, gathering ourselves together, doing these holy convocations, right? Doing these holy feast days, right? What's coming up? Purim. Y'all got to get with y'all local camp leaders, man, and be a part of this holy feast day, man. Purim, right? And I pray that you understand, like I was saying earlier, that these holy convocations are a commandment to go to, right? So this is the book of 1 John chapter 3, verse 3. And every man that had his hope in him purified himself, even as he is pure. Verse 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is a transgression of law. Right? So this is something that we also have to remember. Verse 7. Little children, right? This is only talking to you, 12 tribes. Let no man deceive you. He that doeth righteousness is righteous, even as he is righteous. Right? Verse 8. He that committed sin is of the devil. Right? For the devil sinned from the beginning. For this purpose, the Son of God was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. This is how you be the light, man. Right? Destroy the works of the devil. This is what the ISUBK is doing. Just check out these podcasts that Captain Tazariak is terrorizing with the truth. That's all he's doing. It's telling the truth. Just look at these other podcasts, man. Shout out to Captain Marquardt. Shout out to California. Shout out to North Carolina. Shout out to Texas doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Around the table. And you got Captain Kazazar also crossed the line. I said around the table, across the table. But listen, it's many more of them, man. And give yourselves a hand, man, for keeping pushing this truth. You understand? Shout out to the sisters that's helping out, doing their due diligence, helping out. You know what I mean? Feeding the priests and the children at the feast days and at the holy convocations, right? Feeding the homeless people, clothing them, giving away clothes, right? Let me get the last one of the day. It's the book of 1 John, chapter 5, verse, we're going to start at 2. By this we know that we love the children of God when we love God and keep his commandments, right? Verse 3, for this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. So we have to stop bearing false witness, stop committing adultery, stop unaliving our own people and other people, right? Because the vengeance is of the Lord, man. We have to stop being thieves, stop worshiping other gods. Man, the list goes on. I'll be here all day if I had to tell you, you know, how much sin dwells on this earth, how much wickedness resides in this earth. I'm gonna just give you another precept. The world is mourning because the wicked are in authority. But when the righteous are in authority, the world will rejoice. And if you want your ancestors to rejoice, stop breaking the law, statutes, and commandments. Keep the commandments. Keep the law and keep the statutes that are here to save our lives. Because the Most High gave us two choices, but gave us the answer. Choose life or death. But I'd rather you choose life. Because life is so beautiful, my nigga. Mi primo, mi hermana, mi hermanas, is bonita. Bonitas is excelente. Life. You gotta put down the cocaine, put down the fentanyl, put down the mollies, the Percocets, put down the liquor bottle if you're an alcoholic, man. Put down the prostitutes and give back into doing the will of God, man. Give back your strength and your power to the Most High so he can make our adversaries his adversaries. So Christ can come reign on his throne forever. Because religion to teach you that we're waiting on Christ. Well, let me tell you something. Christ is waiting on us in this grace period. Right? He hadn't took a sip of wine because it'll take a edge off of just how angry that he is at our oppressors and our adversaries. He wants to have it on his mind to remind these nations that he is him. Right? You talk about you him, you ain't nothing compared to Christ. You ain't nothing compared even to the Most High. You are nothing. All you want to do is join the army, join the police force, join the cartel, right? Join the gang, join the new Christian church. How about you join the army of the Lord? How about you do that? It's going to be the hardest fight that you have ever fought, because now you're going to have to fight yourself. Now you're going to have to fight the temptations of you killing the old man that was so wicked. Killing the old woman which was so wicked. It's going to be the greatest fight of your life. And I'm going to tell you something. It's going to be worth it. Let me tell you something. It's going to be worth it. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end class because, like I said, I don't want to beat a dead horse. I could show you some more where it's saying keep the commandments, but it's up to you to keep the commandments. It's up to us as a nation to gather ourselves together to check your brothers and sisters when they doing wrong, to get the proper counsel that you need to destroy and cast out those demons that's dwelling in your life as an unclean spirit and as a familiar spirit in your generations that were before you. You have to stop celebrating birthdays, all these pagan holidays. They are here to destroy you. And what the last scripture say? We are here to destroy the devil, man. Let your light shine because it's real. It's real light over here. Israelites. It's real Israelites. This ain't the fake Israelite community. This is the home of the truth. All right? This is the home of the truth where you can rock your boots, beards, fringes, and braids. And your sunglasses if you want to put them on. You understand? Rock your Magun Dawadais if you want to put them on. And let's get to work, man. Because faith is dead without works. And no good tree can produce bad fruit. And no bad tree can produce good fruit. Let your fruits be good so that your light is shining before men and they can see your great works so that you can be named great in the kingdom of heaven, which is to come soon, man. And that you can have some goddamn pride and stop being a coward and making excuses and say that the oppressor is the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of. And Babylon is falling to rise no more. All right, we're going to get the security announcements. This is the ISUBK security announcements. With the ISUBK, start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They'll be saluted only. They're to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. Book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means 10th in the Hebrew, Ma'ashra. 10% of every penny and increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or a teacher. Priest fund, free route for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation. Right, this will be the Feast of Purim. It falls on the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month, which is a Monday on the 2nd of March and a Tuesday on the 3rd of March, 2026. You find this in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verses 20 through 31. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. This includes the ISUBK security announcements. All right, men of Israel, we're going to Majim, right? Which means to stand. And we're going to get the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. We're going to soar upon your Hakwadam, means turn face to east. Whichever way east is, go ahead and face it. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakuka, Taba'a, Razayaka, Haya, Asha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Latanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawatinawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawatinawa, Wala'a, Tabahayanawa, Banisanawan, Abal, Hayashayanawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wahala, Wataparaf, Lawalamyum, Aman, in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, Thy kingdom come, that will be done in the earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, and we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. All right, we're going to give a courage salute to the teacher. In Israel, Imam Shabbat, Majum, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat, Yajim Tah, Sar, turn face sisters. In Israel, Imam Shabbat, Majum, Barak, Yahweh Shamar, Adatham, by Hashem Yahweh Shah. With that, Yajim Tah, class dismissed.